So generally the first thing I would say about the Burberry makeup collection is it's all very kind of high end. It is going to be pricey. I brought a couple of pieces and I'm going to do a general kind of Burberry look. I have done shoots with Burberry before, so I know that the skin is always very kind of undone and should look like it's not overly made up. So the general feeling I think with Burberry is those neutral shades. It's the kind of effortless chic. So I think that's how you'd kind of sum up the Burberry girl. Packaging, like you can see, this is the foundation. Very, very luxe. It's very weighty. So there are things to keep in mind. It's probably not the best to travel with in terms of foundation, but I'm going to give it a go now and do kind of a first impressions review for you while we create the look. So the only thing I didn't buy is mascara. So I have mascara on already, as that's the only thing I don't have. But I'm going to start with the foundation, and this is the Velvet Foundation Trench, and I got a colour I think that's a little bit warmer for me, so we're just going to make me a little bit warmer generally, but this is number 206. So I'm going to put a pump on the back of my hand, and I'm going to take a MAC stipple brush with that, and I'm just going to start to apply that to my skin. And I've just got kind of a normal moisturiser underneath. And I'd say the coverage is very buildable, although it's sheer, you still could build this quite nicely. So I'm just going to buff it through my skin. And what I will say about it, it kind of dries, which is quite nice, so it doesn't feel like there's foundation on the skin. Like I said, the coverage is buildable. And I would say the finish is almost like a kind of satin matte, which I'm quite surprised about. I was expecting it to almost be that little bit glowy, but I think this would be really good if you had oily skin. And I would say with me, I probably won't need any powder with this foundation. So if you're not a big powder lover, this might be quite a good foundation for you. So next thing I'm going to use is the Burberry eyeshadows. Now they come in this really beautiful kind of velvet pouch with the embossed kind of trench on as well. Same on the inside, the packaging is kind of mirrored with the trench, and they also stack magnetically on top of each other, which is quite sweet. I brought Almond number 6, which is this one, so a really nice kind of mushroomy brown. And then I got Taupe brown, which is again a more kind of greyish brown. So I thought they would be really nice, neutral colours, and I think they're kind of very typical of Burberry, so really nice neutrals that you can kind of mix to do daytime looks, nighttime looks, so I'm going to use these together now. So I'm going to take a MAC 217 and I'm going to start with Almond number 6 eyeshadow. I'm just going to start working that into the lid, and I'm taking it kind of up my crease a little bit, but not too far past. There's kind of room to blend. And it is that just lovely kind of almost contoured eye look that I think when you look at the Burberry campaigns, it's all very tonal. I'm going to take the 217 and remove a bit of the product from the back of my hand, and then I'm just going to go back in and kind of soften that edge. And I almost want to take it so it blends a little bit towards my eyebrow actually. So next I'm going to take a number 12 brush by NARS, and I'm going to take that same colour under the eye as well. I'm going to take that kind of all the way along the eye. Next I'm going to go in with Taupe brown, and I'm going to use this to kind of contour into the inside of the eye, and again with the MAC 217. I'm just going to dip that in, take a bit off on the back of my hand, and I'm just going to leave that on top of my crease and just gently buff some of that colour through. So there's almost like a slightly darker contoured haze in the centre of the eye. Just so it's almost like a soft daytime smoky eye. But just with that Taupe brown, you just want to give a little bit more shape to the eye. So I'm just taking that through the socket. I can take a NARS 13 brush, I'm just going to buff that all in together. So just through the crease, just blending those colours so it's really nice and soft and hazy. Then I'm going to go back to the same eyeshadow, so the Taupe brown and my number 12 NARS brush, and I'm just going to pop some of this kind of along my lash line on the top, just so my lashes, the roots of the lashes look a little bit darker. But I'm just doing this quite roughly, kind of all the way along. And I'm just popping a little bit of that on the bottom outer third as well, just on the outside corners of the lashes. So next thing I got from Burberry is their eyeliners. Now they come in this kind of square shape, which is quite nice, and they're really long, so you get a lot for your money. The pencil sharpener you also get with them is really nice and actually has kind of a proper lid, so you can take them out properly and empty it, which is really, really nice, and it's Burberry on top. So I'm going to take this kind of khaki green, because I think with the Burberry look, it's never kind of a full-on smoky eye, it's just that kind of soft, subtle, undone, very tonal. So I'm going to take this kind of khaki green, and I'm actually going to put this in my waterline. So I'm just going to place this, and it's quite a subtle colour. It's not really, really strong, but it just gives a little bit more of a nudie sort of daytime smoky eye or more undone smoky eye, should we say. And I'm just going to run that along my bottom lash line. And I must say the eyeshadows feel very buttery and soft. They feel very, very smooth on the eyes. They blend really beautifully. So I'm very, very impressed with the eyeshadow. I think with these kohls, I'd say they're more like a waterproof kohl. They feel less intensely pigmented, but I can see a little bit of that green. It's probably hard for my camera to pick this up, but I can see a little bit of the kind of khaki-ness coming out, but it just keeps, again, it's all very soft. And I'm going to run a bit of that into the lash line as well, just along the top, just onto that outside corner. And then back in with the taupe brown, and I'm just going to smudge that again over that line. So I've just added some more mascara to my top and bottom lashes because I would say the Burberry girl would probably get away without mascara. However, I need mascara. I think without the mascara, for me, it's not wearable for daytime. But if you have really good lashes anyway, or you want to keep it really authentic, if you look at a lot of the runway shows with Burberry, often the mascara is either very natural or they don't even wear mascara. So check that out and see what would work best for you. So next I have a concealer by Burberry, and this one is called Rosy Beige number 3. And it's one of the kind of clickable pens as well. So I'm going to use this just under my eyes to brighten. So I'm just going to pop a bit of that, and again, because this foundation's a little bit darker for me, I can kind of get away with my concealer. It's more like a colour corrector. I think anyone who likes the Bobbi Brown Bisque would probably like this quite a lot. And I'm going to blend that with this Weather Soft Definer brush. So I'm just going to pat that in along my eyes just to brighten. It does brighten really nicely actually. It does give that kind of pop of light under the eye. And again, because I've only got this one kind of highlighter pen, I'm going to add a bit of my normal concealer as well with this, just where I need it. And then come back to you. So I've just added a little bit of my own concealer as well, just to make sure it's the exact right shade for me, as I'm kind of mixing and working with colours that may be a little bit warmer than I thought they would be. So I'm now going to go on to using the same eyeshadows used earlier. I'm going to mix both of those, and I'm going to use those just to add a bit through my eyebrows as well. And a good tip with eyebrows, if you find it's looking too warm on you, just add a kind of grey toned eyeshadow or something with a bit of grey in it, and it will just bring it back to a more kind of real hair colour. So I'm going to take a MAC 266 brush, and I'm just going to work both of those really on the back of my hand, and I'm just going to use a bit of that through my brow because I didn't see the point in buying a brow product as well when I think I can use both these eyeshadows for brows as well, which I think is really, really helpful. Yep, they work really well on me, these colours, so I'm really pleased with them. And again, I did wear these eyeshadows yesterday as well actually, and I found them really long lasting. And just what's left on the brush, I'm just kind of feathering through at the front. So moving on to lips, I'm going to work with blush last, but lips, I did pick up a lipstick, a lip liner and a lip gloss. The lip gloss I've definitely been wearing a lot, but this lip liner, again, you've got the nice kind of square format. It comes with a pencil sharpener as well. And this one is Lip Definer in Nude Beige number 1. So I'm going to take this all over my lip first. Quite a kind of nudie pink, but again, it's nice. It's almost like a little bit of pearl in it. I'm just going to use that more to add shape, and where it's light reflective on top is quite nice on that Cupid's bow because it naturally makes it look that bit fuller. Okay, so the lipsticks, again, you've got that lovely kind of nice magnetic finish. You've also got the Burberry embossed, the Burberry trench check embossed on top as well. This one is called number 213 Lip Mist in Field Rose, and it's a really beautiful kind of soft dusky pink. So I'm just going to tap that on, and then I'm going to kind of finish with a dot of lip gloss in the middle. So, and it's a very sheer lipstick as well, but it's got that nice kind of modern formulation. So just from the bullet, I'm just going to tap that on. That feels really moisturising actually, it's really nice. So I'm going to push it in a little bit just because that's, again, I think a bit more Burberry to have it a little bit more undone. And the lip gloss I've been wearing an awful lot actually. This one is called number 10 Lip Glow in Nutmeg, and it's such a pretty suit all shade that's kind of really good for every day. You can put on without even looking at what you're doing. And I'm just going to pop a bit of that on the Cupid's bow and block with my finger, and a bit on the bottom lip as well. And it's just such a pretty kind of natural finish. It's sort of not too much, goes with pretty much any eye makeup actually. So last but not least comes to blush, and this is again another one of my favourites that I've really been loving. This one is Russet Blush in number 1, and it's Light Glow. Again, gorgeous packaging, quite nice and weighty feeling. And this, again, you've got the kind of embossed check on the actual powder, and it's kind of like a peachy, how would I describe, like a peachy tan pink, so it's a bit of all those together. But what I find is really nice about this foundation is I've still put no powder on, and I think it's safe to say I could kind of go straight in with blush. And the brush that comes with it is actually really nice. It's got that kind of nice angled feature, and it's really soft, so I'm actually going to use the brush that comes with it. And I tried this the other day and I just thought, wow, this is a good pick-me-up blush. I'm just going to add a little bit kind of on my cheeks and just through, but you can see it's such a pretty colour, and you can even see now the kind of luminosity of the foundation even though it's matte. So like I said, I'm not going to do any powder because I just don't think I need it with this foundation. And what's lovely is the blusher applies really smoothly to the foundation because it's set and it's dry, whereas sometimes with foundation, if it's quite dewy, it's a bit tacky to the touch, so blusher, especially powder blush, will tend to kind of grab as it goes through, whereas this, you can literally, it's almost like you've got powder on but you haven't. And if in doubt and you felt like you've gone too much on the blush side, because I think Burberry is about kind of the soft, effortless look, just take your powder brush and just go over those edges so everything's really, really seamless. And just buff that all in so it does look really nice and effortless. So there you have it, guys, that's the finished Burberry look. Like I said, I think it's more about those kind of neutral tones on the eyes, just keeping everything very effortless looking. I think the packaging is gorgeous. It is on the pricey side, but it is the luxury end of the market. I think the formulas are really lovely. It's true to Burberry. It's very sheer and natural. Again, the tones are lovely. I love that the eyeshadows work really well for eyebrows as well. Lip gloss, I've never been a lip gloss person, but I've really kind of come around to this lip gloss and been reaching for this a lot actually. And I do think all the products are gorgeous. My favourites, I would probably say the blush and probably the lip gloss are my personal favourites. So generally I would say overall I'm really impressed with the brand. I think the products are all really good. I'd love to know what you guys think as well. Have you tried the Burberry makeup? What's your favourite? Leave it in the comments below. Please subscribe and like, and I'll see you soon for more videos, guys. Thanks very much, bye.